You know those people who can just walk into a room and connect with anyone? It's like a superpower, right? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on how they do it. We're digging into the secrets of building real, lasting relationships, and we're getting our playbook from one of the most influential books ever written on the subject.
And really, it's a question we all bump into, isn't it? At work, with our friends, even with our own family. How do you get past that surface-level chatter, the small talk, and build connections that actually feel solid and meaningful? So, our guide for this whole journey is none other than Dale Carnegie's legendary book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Seriously, this book is like a masterclass in human relationships. And the crazy part? The principles inside are just as relevant and powerful today as they were when it was first written. And I'm not kidding about its staying power. We're talking more than 80 years. For that long, these ideas have been the gold standard for understanding people. When a concept lasts that long, it's not a fad. It's because it taps into something real, something fundamentally true about how we all work. All right, so where do we even start? Well, Carnegie's very first lesson is that it all begins with a shift in your mindset. That's right, before you even say a single word, the most important work happens right inside your own head. Think about it. We're usually told that to seem confident, we should talk about our accomplishments, right? But Carnegie just completely flips that script. He says the absolute fastest way to build a connection, a bridge to someone else, is to get genuinely interested in them. When you switch that spotlight from me to you, something amazing happens. People feel seen, they feel important, and that's when the real connection starts. And let's talk about the simplest tool in our entire toolkit, a smile. It's free, but it is such a powerful, wordless signal. It's the universal language for, hey, I'm friendly, I'm open. A real, genuine smile can just melt away tension and totally change the vibe of a conversation before it even begins. Okay, so you've got the right mindset. Now what? How do you actually put this stuff into practice? Well, the next step is to level up from just talking at people to mastering the art of a real, two-way dialogue. Let's be honest, most of the time, when someone else is talking, we're just waiting for our turn to jump in. But here's the secret. A great conversationalist is, above all else, a great listener. And listening isn't passive. It's not just about not talking. It's an active sport. You're paying attention, asking those good open-ended questions, the ones they can't just answer with a yes or no, and you're actually encouraging them to share their story. In this world where our phones are buzzing every 5 seconds, giving someone your full, undivided attention, man, that's like a superpower. It makes them feel truly valued. Now, this next one is one of Carnegie's most famous and maybe one of the toughest ideas to swallow. He says that in an argument, even if you win, you still lose. Think about that. You can have all the facts, all the logic on your side, and totally win the debate, but you often destroy the goodwill in the process. That little victory just isn't worth losing the relationship over. So the alternative here isn't to be a doormat and just give in. No way. It's to genuinely try to see the world from their perspective first. It doesn't matter if it's a disagreement with a coworker or some heated debate online. If you start by trying to understand where they're coming from, you build respect. And that respect, it's way more persuasive in the long run than trying to win by force. All right, so we've got the foundation of connection and the art of conversation down. Now let's see how these pieces come together to create real positive influence. Because this isn't just about getting people to like you, it's about inspiring them to get on board and take action. Deep down, every single one of us wants to be appreciated. But we also have a really good BS detector, right? We can spot fake flattery from a mile away. It feels cheap and usually backfires. Real praise, on the other hand, is specific. It's the difference between a lazy, good job, and saying, wow, the way you handled that tense client meeting was incredible. Your calmness completely changed the energy in the room. See the difference? That specific, heartfelt praise is what truly motivates people. And here's the secret sauce to persuasion, according to Carnegie. It's not about being pushy or forcing your ideas on people. It's about figuring out what they want and showing them how your idea helps them get it. It's shifting from, here's what I need you to do, to, here's how this is going to help you. When people see what's in it for them, the we FM, what's in it for me, they don't just comply, they cooperate enthusiastically. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important principle of all. This is the glue that holds everything else together. Without it, all these other techniques just become empty tricks. And that one thing is sincerity. At the end of the day, none of this works if you're faking it. Sincerity is the absolute foundation. People are smart. They can tell if your interest is fake, if your praise is just empty words, or if that smile is just a mask. All these principles only work to build real, lasting trust when they come from a place of genuine, honest-to-goodness respect for the other person. And that's really the big idea here. This isn't just a list of communication hacks or social tricks. What Carnegie was really giving us is a whole philosophy for living. It's a way of life built on understanding what we all want as human beings. We all want to feel important, we want to be heard, and we want to feel appreciated.
So as we wrap this up, I want you to think about this. Which one of these ideas are you going to put into practice, like today? Are you going to focus on being a better listener? Or maybe you'll try giving some really specific, sincere praise. Or hey, maybe you'll just start with the power of a genuine smile. Just pick one, give it a shot, and watch what happens.